Alright, boy, do I have a video for you guys. Okay, so what we're looking at here is a Monster Moto shield driver on top of an Arduino Uno. And then here is another one. This one has a heatsink on it. But what we have here, what we're staring at, is my wind simulator. I have two inline big blower motors. They're 270 CFM. They are pretty amazing, but I've been trying to get this project working for the past month or so now. And I basically bought this new Monster Moto, and I had a couple Arduinos laying around. Then I bought a couple more Arduinos just in case, because I still need to finish the G seat. I need to do the Arduino for the bottom one. There's the Arduino and the motor controllers for the top. So I still need to do the bottom one, so I need an Arduino for that, so I just bought some. But let's get back to it, focus. So this Monster Moto, I bought this and the Arduino for the for my wind simulator, basically. But while trying to solder all of these pins on the RTX 23, that mangled 4, 5, 6, 7, basically all of those pins and all of those pins there, what I accidentally gone and done and did is touched my soldering iron. Hold on a second. Touched my soldering iron to those transistors there. Let's scroll back out. And so I'm pretty sure the board still works when I do it as a wind simulator, but it only works at 100% power, and basically up to like 50% power, so, or it's more like 70% power. So basically 70% of the range does not work. Only the last 30% does at its highest settings, which basically means that it does not work very well as a wind simulator. That's only the second channel. The first channel over here, this first channel works perfectly fine. So I'm pretty sure that I screwed that Monster Moto up, which is fantastic because they're like $30 fucking driver. Instead of these IBT2s, these ones here, these don't have the heat sinks on them. That's what they look like with the heat sinks on them. But those IBT2s are like $5 a piece if you buy them at least 3 at a time. Way cheaper. Way cheaper. Anyway, getting back to it, this Monster Moto shield here was actually the very first Monster Moto I bought, along with the very first Arduino Uno that I bought, that I accidentally fried out. Which is actually the reason why this Arduino is sitting on this piece of cloth here. It's because my last, the very first motion sim rig that I built, the one with the backbone, months, like basically a year ago, it was all inside of a Dell power supply box, and that Dell power supply box is made of steel, and I didn't isolate the Uno from that steel, and so I just set the Uno down on top of it and then powered it on and fucking fried it, because naturally that's what's going to happen. But I never got this motor controller working when I had it hooked up to this converted power supply over here, which is just a desktop power supply. It's like 600 and 800 watts, something like that, 750 watts. And then these are just the 12 volt rails. I cut off all the 5 volt and 3.5 volt because didn't need them. So now it's just a 12 volt power supply. But since it's a computer power supply, it's super finicky, and any back pressure shuts it off instantaneously. So it basically does not work at all. So this was basically like converting this, which is kind of more of a project, and now I kind of have a desktop 12 volt. But it doesn't work very well, which is why I have the LED power supplies. And this is our 12 volt one over here, which is powering our circuit to this one. These are 12 volt, 6 amp, 10 amp peak, or 10 amp is the fuse. Where is it? There we go. 6 amps, the fuse is at 10 amps. So we've got 2 of those hooked up. To this Monster Moto. I just hooked this one up because this one I thought was working even after I botched it, but then again, channel 2 doesn't work very well at any. It doesn't work at all under 70% power. So that doesn't work. That's not very useful. So I just hooked this one up since I just had it lying around, and I was like, why not? Let's just see if it works. Hooked it up, and it actually powered on, and it powers on both channels. If you set the power rating over here in this software, this is a SimHub, we can dictate, first of all, set the manual idle wind. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but now you can see both channels up there are lit. So if I tried this on this board here, only the first channel would actually be running. Only the first motor would actually be running, whereas this one is running both channels. But if I, oh, that's loud. If I cranked it up to 100 like that, both channels would run at 100 perfectly fine. So hooked this one up just for giggles, and actually hooked those 24 volt fans up to it, just because I had soldered these connections onto this board thinking it would just work. So hooked these fans up to it and got those fans working, and it worked through the entire range. So it seemed like this worked. So then I cut the leads off of this one, moved everything over to this one, tested it out, and everything is working perfectly now. Now this board still has, like I said, the primary channel still works perfectly fine. It's just the secondary channel doesn't work so well. It only works from 70 to 100%. So since the first channel works perfectly fine, I'm gonna get another one of these motors, because as you can see in this software, there is an L, a C, and an R. That's left, center, and right. So this software is basically meant to run 3 channels. So I'm hoping that it can do 3 channels with 2 Arduinos. If I just change the output configuration, like with this Arduino, I have channel 1 and channel 2, or actually select this one, it's actually unused, I don't need it. Let's double check that that's still good. Let's turn this down back to like 30%. Yeah, both channels are running, so yeah, I didn't need that, which is good. We'll turn that off, which means that hopefully I can just add another Arduino on here and then set its channel 1 to center, essentially, on the second Arduino. Hopefully another one will pop up here. And then I can set that one to center, and then I can run all 3, because it is a little jarring just having the right and the left with the way that it's set up. And I'll kind of show you guys how that works by starting a roller coaster. So as the roller coaster starts to move, you'll see over here, that's where the live one is, and as the blue bar starts to increase, that's when you'll get more power. So see if I can get this both in. So we're climbing now, so it's not going to have much power, because you're not going to have much wind, at least not speed generated wind, because you're climbing and you're going slow. So, but the fans are still on. As you can see, they're blowing just a teeny tiny bit, because there is still power going to them. So now as we crest the hill here, you see over in the top left, the power starts to spike, the wind starts to pick up, the fans spin faster, and then as you turn, as you're in a right bank turn, the right motor will blow more than the left motor blows more when you bank left, like it's doing now. But without that center fan kind of keeping a constant blow on the center, it's kind of very jarring. It's just right, left, right, left. So it's all working now, and it's working in conjunction with the roller coaster simulator. And of course that means, anything that I plug in should hopefully work with it. Well, anything in its games catalog it'll work with, which is the setup course, which is the main thing that I play. So let's go ahead and escape on that. So it is all working now. So basically I'm going to order another motor. Ordered another one from Amazon. This is the motor that I ordered. I ordered 2 of these. 12 volts, 4-inch inline bilge air blower, 270 CFM. So I'll get another one of those, hook that one up with just channel 1, and then make that my center. But for the time being, I'm going to disassemble all this and then go get it connected to the rig and get the air ducts put on these and pipe through the rig. And the next video, I'll show. I'm not sure if I'll have all 3 of them on at that point, or if the next video is going to be the G seat. I was supposed to work on that today, but I wanted to tinker around with this and get this working. So thanks for stopping by.